me record it. Any idea, any understanding on that? And just to help you guys answer that question better, what we can do or what you should have already done is, go through the websites or the official websites of both. So I'll just show you NCFM ka website. I hope my screen is visible. Yes, everyone, right? Can anyone of
Yes.
you? Yeah. So this
Yes,
is
it's visible.
NCFM India's website, okay? And this is NISM. Now tell me, just on the basis of observations, what do you see? What is the difference? So this is NISM and this is NCFM. Does this logo look similar? Anyone? ये logo से किसी को और कुछ याद आ रहा है finance में? Anyway, it's already mentioned, right? So NCFM is nothing but the NSE Academy. What is NSE?
The National Stock Exchange.
Correct. So the NSE Academy is owned or a subsidiary of the National Stock Exchange. So why is NSE Academy a wholly owned subsidiary, or why do you think NSE would come up with such an educational initiative, right? That is the question. And if we are able to understand the objective with which these companies, they're not companies basically, right? They're government regulatory bodies. So if something like NSE is providing you some educational initiatives, it is definitely important. Now, is it important for you, and which one, and how do you go about it? That is the question, and that's why we are here, right? So we understood that, okay, this has something to do with the NSE. Now you said it's the National Stock Exchange of India. So we know it's a stock exchange, right? Which is the other stock exchange, the nationalized stock exchange, apart from NSE?
Bombay Stock Exchange.
Right. So definitely, because these are both exchanges, a lot of transactions happen, buying and selling of securities, different asset classes take place. So if various asset classes are being traded in these securities, there need to be a regulator that is regulating these exchanges as well. So who regulates NSE BSE? Anyone?
SEBI.
I'm SEBI.
SEBI. And what is the full form?
Securities Exchange Board of India.
Correct. So as per hierarchy, we know that, NSE, BSE are the associates, and उनका manager कौन है? SEBI, right? So अगर हम generally बात करें, let's forget about what kind of certifications are available. Who is the boss? SEBI is the boss, right? So this initiative is by SEBI. So SEBI ka initiative was NISM, and there are two exchanges, and NSE and BSE. So NSE came up with their personalized, this academy, which was called as the NSE Academy. On NSE Academy को ही हम NCFM बोलते हैं. So NCFM may have a fewer courses as compared to SEBI. Generally यही होना चाहिए ना. If you look at the organizational hierarchy, like if you have to explain to somebody, you would say that in a realistic scenario, your manager or your senior would have more workload, and that workload should be distributed to the associates, to the senior associates, but then they will not have as much responsibilities or as much variety of work as what the seniors would be handling. So in that sense, I'm giving this example just to explain that if we just look at it, then NSE may have fewer certifications you can choose from. Which means what? Which means that NISM should have a variety of certifications, जिनमें से NSE जो प्रोवाइड कर रहा है वो तो होना ही चाहिए NISM में, उसके अलावा भी कुछ होना चाहिए. Do you all agree to this? Like just with the example I gave? होना चाहिए ना. So generally, if we compare NCFM and NISM, anyone would expect that, okay, NISM is by SEBI. SEBI is the regulatory body of the stock exchange. So it may have too many certifications. However, NSE thoda sa niche hai. It is little more structured on where it's focusing more on the BFSI and the fintech sector. However, if I ask you, are the NISM certifications only and only primarily focusing on the fintech and BFSI sector? You guys tell me. Anyone who has an exposure on NISM certifications, are all the certifications or more or less certifications only about the what is BFSI, by the way? Anyone? BFSI sector का full form क्या होता है?
Banking
Banking
and financial
financial.
something. I don't.
Yes, ma'am.
BF is banking and financial services. Then what is I? Can any one of
I
you
mean,
Google?
Industry maybe. It's
insurance, sorry.
Are you sure? हमने एक बार check किया Google पे. So मैं आपके सामने ही यहाँ पे check करती हूँ. Let's see if we are correct or not. ठीक है? So this is how I believe we should all learn, right? अगर आपको कुछ नहीं समझ आ रहा है, हम उसको नॉर्मली गूगल करते हैं, तो क्लासेस में भी या जब भी हम कनेक्ट करते हैं हमें वही अप्रोच फॉलो करनी चाहिए. आई डोंट वांट टू बी समबडी हु इज टेलिंग यू ऑल द थिंग्स एंड देन वी डोंट डू द रिसर्च, राइट? सो आई ऑलवेज से, नहीं पता गूगल करो, गूगल नहीं चैट जीपीटी करो, कुछ भी करो, बट ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट मोर अबाउट इट, राइट? सो व्हाट आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग इज राइट देयर ऑन द स्क्रीन, तो ये तो आपके सिस्टम्स पे भी अवेलेबल होगा, right? But did we spend enough time to actually go through the website in detail? Probably not, right? Okay, so BFSI very correctly mentioned it's banking, financial services, and insurance, right? So I'll give you an example of how this works, right? Just tell me whether if you work for a bank, you let's say आप banking terminologies देख रहे हो या bank के assets, liabilities, income and revenue देख रहे हो. So will that differ from what a retail business or a manufacturer or a FMCG sector would have? Let's consider a simple case of debt. What is debt? In simple words. Debt को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में?
कर्जा.
कर्जा, उधार, right? So in general terms in accounting, debt is what? A liability or an asset? So if from
Liability.
a
For a business or for anyone,
business
it's
point of
been
view,
a liability.
it is a it's a
It's a
liability.
liability for any like FMCG or any business, but it's been an asset for banks.
Exactly. So that is what where I was coming at. Why is the BFSI sector so big and it differentiate itself from the different sectors in the economy? Because the way the BFSI, the insurance, when I say financial services, what do I include? I include the banks, I include the insurance, insurance companies and financial services. So what is additionally included in financial services is something that I want you all to find more about. Reason being is that whenever you go ahead, get into finance roles, you are supposed to do some valuations, due diligence, corporate finance related activities. There are M&As that happen in the BFSI sector. Their accounting treatment and as well as the approaches that you use for valuing such companies will change tremendously. Can you use a DCF or a relative valuation to value a banking finance company? No. You may use the embedded value method or some other method, where you would nullify the effect of debt, because debt is a raw material for the bank, as you correctly mentioned, Satyendra. So good. So these are the kind of things I want you to notice on a company's website. But anyway, this was a little separate discussion we were having. Abhi, let's come back to NISM and the certifications it provides. So I was asking all of you ki, can you name a few certifications or just let me know yes or no कि क्या जो certifications NCFM provide करता है? Let me show you a few. So there is one on fundamental analysis, there is technical, then there is investment strategies for financial markets, then again chart, again this is completely technical, right? Then there is foundation of capital market investing, okay? And then the again technical analysis program. These are a couple of them that we could see on the front page. So do you think कि ये सब NISM भी provide करता है more or less in some of the certifications? What do you think? करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए?
हाँ, करना चाहिए शिष्य.
करना चाहिए ना, तो let's see. Okay. So when I click on certifications on the NISM page, what I get, one second. Yeah. Let's see how many examinations are available. Kind of 25 30 plus examinations are available, right? So ये obvious सी बात है कि all these would have something different. That is why the names are different. Definitely, right? Like obviously the investor certification examination, आप लोगों ने बीच में group में भी बहुत बोला, and I have made 2 videos on this, that it's a free certification and anyone should be able to give the same. क्यों बोला मैंने ये free वाला certification करो? Because if you go through what is covered in this certification, it's not by default, inclusive of the concepts that are required for you to master finance. But this is the basic course जो आप free में करके at least एक glimpse ले सकते हो of what is required from the professionals by SEBI. So that means सेबी ने ही अगर ये सर्टिफिकेशन बनाया है, उन्होंने ही अपने मटेरियल्स को डिजाइन किया है, they might be having those basic terminologies or something related to the basic concepts of finance, such as saving, investment, budgeting, inflation. Then if you looked at the 2 books that I had shared, right, so it's there in the NISM certification group का description, right, जहाँ पे मैंने आपको एक ड्राइव लिंक दिया है, उस ड्राइव लिंक पे जाके आप देख सकते हो कि वो दो बुक्स कौन सी हैं। सो वो बुक्स अगर आप एग्जाम नहीं भी दे रहे हो ना, तो वो बुक्स तो आपको अच्छे से थरली पढ़ना ही चाहिए। ओके, सो दिस exam we are kind of aware of, and I'm really expecting that all of you must have given the exam. But ऐसा नहीं है कि फ्री है तो बस दे दिया। The whole objective of this exam is for you to know what was there in the booklet, right? One second, one second. अच्छा, so we were then talking about the fundamental and technical analysis. Okay, so fundamental analysis का सबसे basic course किसको पता है NISM का? I'm sure सबने दिया है। I talk a lot about that certification exam. कौन सी सीरीज होती है वो बेसिक फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस को समझने के लिए? आई एम जस्ट स्क्रोलिंग, जस्ट चेक, जस्ट सी इफ यू गाइस कैन फिगर आउट। इट कांट बी ऑल दिस, राइट? इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर, बिकॉज इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर बनने के लिए आपको एसेट क्लासेस पता होने चाहिए, राइट? So that means it's a broader course, not something where you are specializing in just fundamental or technical. Investment advisor आप तभी बनोगे when you understand the various instruments, securities, asset classes that a potential investor can invest in, right? Now, if I go down, see, investor advisor, maybe there are three parts: XA, XB, XB, X3. There are three levels. Why? Why would there be one or two or three levels to any examination? The but obvious situation is that it's not a basic level of an examination. Yeah, the core concepts which are a part of this booklet will not be very simple to understand. That means ye certifications, as a fresher, as somebody who is willing to get a job, as a part of your MBA or 1 year down the line in your corporate jobs, you wouldn't want to plan this until and unless you want to work with companies that are providing investment advisory services. सो दैट इज वाई NISM सर्टिफिकेशंस देखने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप इसमें से कोई भी 5-6 कर लो and then it reflects in your resume. I tell you the reality. The reality is that if you, let's say, if you've done equity derivatives, you've done research analyst, and you've done commodity derivatives, and these three examinations you've somehow passed, and they are mentioned in your resume as the certifications you've done from NISM. Now, where do people lack? People feel that मैंने तो 4 certifications किए हैं, I have a lot of knowledge, I can explain it. But what if the recruiter that is coming in is not about technicals, he's not about derivatives, he will not be placing you in the team so that you can manage the risk of his portfolio or his client's portfolio. You are there just to conduct basic fundamental analysis. So if I talk about basics of fundamental analysis, or let's say you are joining somewhere as a financial analyst or an equity research analyst, then in my opinion and based on my experience, I would suggest you the NISM series 15 first. Why would I suggest you this first? Because the booklet might look like a 200, 250, 300 page workbook, but NISM certifications के जो भी booklets and materials हैं, they are much simple, much better to understand, right? They may be lengthy, but not every page matters. So NSM series 15 ka booklet is there in the group also. It's there with a lot of people who are doing this course also. So if you look at the booklet, you will feel that it may look extensive and may look that it's reaching up to 20 to 50, 300 pages, but actually may isme information up you'll be able to make out, from where you need to gather that. So never fear away from reading a 300 page workbook versus just a 100, 120 page workbook, which you may get on the NCFM. In my opinion, NCFM, I would suggest to anybody who has already done these basic certifications from NISM. So to answer your question specifically, try to do the research analyst module from NISM. If it excites you, if you believe that yes, this is some, because NISM gives you the flexibility, to choose the time slots. You can visit any institute, and it's generally conducted on the NSCIT building that is there. And if you're in Delhi, I think they have their center. One is in Jhandewalan, and the other one, anyone, any idea? I couldn't recall. I can't recall where the other one is. Anyone in and around Delhi who is given the exam or is aware of the centers, NSCIT buildings? So we have 2 to 3 centers in Delhi, right? Earlier, during COVID, we may even be having some proctored exams which happened online. But now it's completely offline, right? Not every exam is conducted online. But nevertheless, the objective is not to clear the exam. The objective is for us to first sit and identify by talking to somebody who's already in the field, that क्या क्या चीजों पे आप काम करते हो. For example, if you come to me and say, I've done an MBA in finance and now I'm targeting any role in finance. तो अगर आप कोई भी रोल देख रहे हो, that means you're open to roles related to equity research, something related to a business analyst or a financial analyst, where how what would a fresher work on in finance? Tell me. They will do the basic company screening, right? If you are a part of the M&A practice, or if even if you are not a part of the valuation, modeling, economics, you would have to deal with a lot of Excel, right? Excel में आप क्या करोगे? So एक fresher से क्या काम करवाती हैं companies? कंपनी की डेक्स बनाओ, राइट? प्रिपेयर कंपनी प्रोफाइल्स, prepare industry profiles, prepare a lot of economic analysis on different countries that your particular client is in, right? Or maybe your client has targeted some entity and is aspiring to buy that entity operating in a different geography. So you may be willing to, do that research, which allows you to bring in presentations for the client कि हाँ, अगर आप इस particular country की companies को target करना चाहते हो और you want to expand, this is what the geography has to provide, this is what the industry has to provide, and this is what the particular company is all about, and how it can be placed in that particular business environment and in the economy for large as a larger matter, right? So चाहे आप NCFM का फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस कर लो या फिर आप यहाँ का सीरीज 15 रिसर्च एनालिस्ट कर लो, मोर और लेस द सिलेबस विल रिवॉल्व अराउंड व्हाट? बता सकता है कोई मेजर हेडिंग्स क्या होती है? लाइक 20 20 20 60% ऑफ द कोर्स इज ऑल अबाउट व्हाट? क्या क्या मेजर टॉपिक्स हो सकता है? आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू, it's economic analysis, industry analysis, and company analysis. So these are the major chunk of topics that you need to do, irrespective of whether you are a fresher, you're not a fresher, you're still in MBA, you've done your MBA, you're just a graduate, you have spent 1 year in your in your any role that you are a part of. So you need to upskill these courses, right? So for example, if I talk about the this one fundamental analysis course, see, NISM का कोर्स कितने का है? एनीवन? कैन यू सी? एक बार बता सकते हो क्या दिख रहा है स्क्रीन पे? दैट इज ऑल आई एम आस्किंग.
Yes, ma'am, it's 6,000 almost.
ठीक है, लेट्स से एज अ फ्रेशर यू जॉइन एट अ 6 लाख ऑफ अ पैकेज. Don't mind me. This is the average package I'm considering. Most people after their graduation may get a lower package, may get a higher package, but with a 6 lakh package, what is your monthly pay? Anyone? जल्दी से quick math.
50,000. 50,000.
Is it actually 50? Or will there be any deductions? There will be deductions, right?
I mean, if CTC is 6 lakh, then the hand will be lesser.
Correct. Chalo, the best case, let's take is 6 as fixed. There is no variable component, but yes, there are a few deductions that happen. Will the PF be deducted for a 6 lakh package? Yes, PF will be deducted, but will the tax be deducted? No. You may not fall in the tax bracket for that level of a package. But what I can assume is I may be getting 45 to 46 in hand. Can we assume that? Yes, maximum, maybe there are some external charges, the employees portion of the PF that gets deducted. There could be some telephonic internet handling service charges that some organizations charge. And let's say I get 46,000 in hand every month. Can you believe you'll be paying more than 10% of your salary just to do this one course, which is all about doing the analysis of an industry, doing the economic analysis, and doing the company analysis? Now, what's funny here is to realize that most people in India are actually running after just the certificate they get and from where they are getting it from. But let me tell you that as a mentor, I'm not here to suggest you to go and do it because you will have NSC Academy written on your resume. I may have also taken some interviews or have been part of those or discussions in my corporate experience, and nobody gives any damn about where you do the certification from until and unless you are able to justify it it through some practical experiences, and you are able to confidently speak about it in your interviews that, okay, you know what, I've conducted a company analysis on this Indian company, and I realized while doing their research that the ratios look very promising, but their historical financials have not been at par with what the projections of the management are. So exactly when you're able to make such statements, right, you should know that, okay, now I've started to get a grasp, or I've started to get an understanding of how these topics are related to each other. Maybe yes, now I can spend maybe 58 or 6,000 or whatever, or maybe 10-15% of my salary for a one particular month to do this course. So I would not suggest this. The reason I'm able to say this is because I have spent my hard-earned money on a lot of courses that I've done throughout my life. And trust me, at the end of the day, it was all about the practical experiences. And when I say practical experiences, I'm not talking about you being crazy about finding an internship or a job. You can also do it voluntarily by deciding one fine day that, okay, today I want to target a particular industry in hand. Today I want to pick up automobile because it excites me. I want to talk about FMCG. I want to talk about, has anybody of you heard of the term TMT sector? It appears a lot as a part of the company's job description. Recently, there was a hiring that happened at EY GDS, and there I saw a manager posting that, they're hiring specifically for people or graduates willing to work in M&A, but having a core expertise in the TMT sector. So quickly find out what is the TMT sector.
Maybe it's related with the math and some
TMT.
Technology, media,
Mhm.
and telecommunication.
Yes, correct. Excuse me, one sec. Yes, come again. TMT was?
Technology, media, and telecommunications. TMT.
Is he right? Yes, technology, media, and telecommunications. Why is it combined together? Because they all focus on the same thing, right? They have a similar business model. Why was BFSI sector combined? Because they have similar revenue, similar assets, similar liabilities. So similarly, now there is a lot of focus in the market, especially with hirings on the particular sector knowledge. And I don't mind saying this, but even I got exposure into working with different regions in my corporate experience. So when I joined EY, I was working with Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. But now that I may want to switch, or when I'm looking for a growth in my career as well, I'm restricted to not having a particular sector experience. Although working in those companies, I have worked extensively for different kind of sectors. But am I an expert in one sector? No, right? So these certifications will help you give the basic understanding of how things work, but the whole game changes when you have one or two particular sectors that you have an expertise in, and that expertise comes in when every day you sit and read the annual reports of those companies. Trust me and mark my words, without anybody guiding you much, if you have time, like 15, 20, 30 minutes at max every day, make it a practice to sit and read any random annual report. But do one thing: when you're doing reading an annual report of one company and you know the industry of that company, try to stick to the same industry for this whole week. So what I mean is, if I choose FMCG for this week or starting the next week Monday, then for the whole week, whatever companies I want to be able to read about, those have to be from FMCG. And trust me, if I talk to you after 15 days, you will be able to specifically tell me that, okay, I read five annual reports of five companies in the FMCG sector, and I realized that all of them more or less have the same. What will they have the same? Tell me. क्या सिमिलर होगा उनका? The business model, right? They will have the same set of product services, similar departmentalizations, similar segmentations, targeting. Well, we have read all this in our books, right? Pestle, SWOT. So mostly companies will have the same strengths, same weaknesses coming from the external environment, from the internal environment, etc. So I want all of you to today get into the habit of doing a sector research. And to conclude whether NISM or NCFM completely depends on you, depends on the budget you have, because NISM certifications will not cost you more than anyone who's given the exam recently and has paid the fee. It's there on the screen, but tell me the exact fee that you pay after GST.
I only paid only 1,500, no GST, I
Exactly.
think.
So imagine you
Exact.
take some risk in your life and you are just starting on to do some certification. So quick maths, 6,000 में आपके कितने सर्टिफिकेशंस हो जाएंगे अगर 1,500 आप NISM के लिए पे कर रहे हो? अप्रोक्सीमेटली कितने कर सकते हो विद द सेम बजट? यस,
Right.
द रेशियो इज 1:4, right?
Yes.
So for one course of NAC Academy, you can take the risk of doing four at NISM. Now, the whole challenge and the whole crux is which four certifications should I do in the NISM from the NISM list of courses? Now, that is a question no one, not even you, can answer at this stage until and unless you have done the research on the kind of job roles that excite you. You are completely aware of what kind of a specialization do you want to see or the kind of work you see yourself doing. And when I say the kind of work, it revolves around, do I like doing Excel a lot? Do I have a technical bend of mind? Can I can I incorporate Power BI, Tableau, Excel, can I incorporate Alteryx and all these data visualization tools? Can I also do a little bit of SQL, Python? If yes, then probably the fintech sector, or probably you can be a very good derivative analyst that requires you to do a lot of stats. It requires you to present your data into data visualization softwares. If you are somebody like me, who may not have a lot of technical bend of mind, but has a lot of analytical skills and you love having an eye for detail, trust me, mark my words, in the last 3.5, 4 years of my corporate experience, I have not used Power BI, Tableau, Excel, all of those things even once. Excel we use every day, but then it's a blend of both. It's sometimes you make presentations. So when you want to make a lot of presentations, you become a part of the transaction diligence team. If you want to have a lot of Excel working, you try and get into the valuation and financial modeling side of finance. So now, depending on what kind of work excites you, the next question should be, we will sit and have a discussion on what certifications you need to do. But take it as a takeaway from me today that we will only speak about NISM and NCFM when all of you can assure me that yes, I have done the free certification, I've done the investor certification examination, and I've also done the Series 15 research analyst certification, right? So these two certifications सबको करने ही करने हैं, mark my words. They may not have a lot of value for the only reason that everybody is doing it. बट कोई बात नहीं, जो सब कर रहे हैं वो तो आपको करना ही है, उसके ऊपर एडिशनली क्या करना है, दैट विल कॉल फॉर अ डिस्कशन ओनली एंड ओनली व्हेन वी हैव अ कंप्लीट क्लैरिटी ऑफ व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्क एक्साइट्स मी. एंड ऑल्सो टू कंक्लूड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्क एक्साइट्स मी, कोई जब तक काम एक्चुअल में नहीं करता है उसको नहीं समझ आता है. आई नो पीपल हु टोल्ड मी आई लव डूइंग वैल्यूएशन, मुझे वैल्यूएशन बहुत एक्साइट करता है, बट जब मैंने काम किया मुझे समझ नहीं आया. सो दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ रिस्क वी ऑल हैव टू टेक. But at least we have to have a heads up that in finance I don't know where to go. This is not a good statement, right? You need to tell, okay, I know that in finance we have these major divisions I can work in. So I have figured out that I want to work in the trading division, or I want to be a fundamental analyst. Now that you know you want to become a fundamental analyst, I will then suggest you that, okay, try to find some companies that provide this role. Now, let's say there are two, three companies that provide a research analyst role. CRISIL, S&P Global, right? Protivity. These are some research organizations that I'm aware of. So, उन companies के website पे जाके उनके job descriptions पढ़ो, even if you are not eligible for the role. It will help you better understand your roles and responsibilities, your key KRAs. You'll then be able to develop on the exact topics you need to first focus on in finance. फाइनेंस इतना वास्ट है कि मैं आपको ये नहीं बोल सकती कि सब लोग अकाउंटिंग पहले कर लो, उसके बाद हम इक्विटी रिसर्च करेंगे, फिर हम टेक्निकल एनालिसिस करेंगे. Even if all of you decide to do research analyst, at the end of the day, 5 different people will have 5 different set of requirements. But will the job provide you that customization? No. So the whole challenge is that without wasting on our career time, without wasting much on thinking about what I need to do, utilize this time to, don't hop on to doing a lot of certifications, but from those, try and understand what it has to offer, right? So I'm leaving you all with a thought where you would do some research, some homework, where if I talked about, let's say the series 15. So series 15, for example, कहाँ पे है देखो, ये रहा, ठीक है. सीरीज 15 को हम यहाँ पे क्लिक करेंगे. we'll try and read what it provides. क्या इसका objective है, right? So you will have to read only this. Only read this and then come back to me in the next session. Okay. And for those of you who are a part of the group already, we will be resuming our sessions very soon. Apologies at my end. There were a lot of things that happened with me wherein I had to take a short break. I was also on a short career break because of some personal reasons, but now I'm back. We will be having these sessions regularly, and I hope that I will be hearing a lot of input from you guys. So we have 2-3 minutes left in the call. I hope it was fruitful. All of you learned something new. I'm open to any questions if you have. Yeah.